Very good morning to you. I'm sorry a couple of minutes late, but I was reading my stash, so I really wanted to use the 6mm grey pearl for my pearl bundle, which I got a pearl bundle here. But what happened is that I must have used it up for something, and I can't find any more. So I'm trying to use this new setup, this new screen here. Let me just go to the big one. This is a computer program, and I'm really, really happy with it because we can see things like wider, and hopefully the quality of the picture is going to be much better as well. So it will be, hopefully it will be really good. And you have to bear with me because I'm not a technological marvel, but I'm trying to get used to it. So we can do so many different things with it that it's really great to we can zoom in, we can once I figure it out, I can put still pictures in there, diagrams. I think the possibilities are endless with it, so I'm really, really happy with it, but I really do need to get used to it. Right, so turning you down on the bead mat, it's never been so easy because just with a click of the button I can go and just turn around and just show you what's on my mat, which is really, really great. Right, I am so happy with this project because I love my bracelets, and I had quite a few. Probably I got one in each color of this really sparkly bracelets, and I do wear them quite a lot. They're really nice and easy, and to take off, really nice and easy to put on. I think no, is this the one? There is so many. Let me just bring them in. There is so many different colors of these are available on the website, and all come with like a magnetic catch, really easy to open up and really easy to close. I love them, but we didn't have any beads to match our bracelets. And I don't know if you know, but I've been doing sort of just for my own sake. I've been doing sort of crystal art and other bits of pieces. I'll give a go for any sort of single craft which is out there just to have a good play. And I thought like, well, as you can put like crystals on anything, why can't we not glue these lovely stripes of crystals down onto like a bead or anything like that. So I hunted the warehouse and had a look around and come up with a couple of different beads which I think they look really good. I love these tube ones because they create these tube shapes. I haven't finished this necklace up, so I can show it in a video to you how to do it, but I just used a couple of bead caps at the end just to sort of give another pattern to the necklace. But I just think it's really lovely that you can turn like simple, and if I just bring the glass pearls into you, simple glass pearls into really sparkly beads themselves. And then as I was hunting the warehouse and sort of going around and looking at all the beads, I found these really lovely cat's eye beads. Now these are flat. We got a couple of bundles on the website. The bigger ones came from a mixed pack, so I had to have, I think it was like 3 mixed packs. I found the 3 what I needed. The small ones are in a mixed string pack, so you get a whole string of the small ones as well. But like, even if you just use your leftovers for these, and what you have left over from your bracelets. Upside down. Am I upside down? Okay. Let's just have a look. How about now? Are we upside down? Or are we better now? I got the link of the bottom, so how can I take that off? You have to bear with me, sort of, because I tried yesterday, went on my personal page, and we had a little play with Simon was here helping me, and this wasn't here at all at the top. So If I change the other camera, does the link go off?
That's cool.
Oh, Lucy's just going to run to get her phone. Simon is calling her, so she's probably saying how to take the text off. So if the camera is on me, the screen is really good. If I go down, oh no, it's gone now, so that's great. Right, the cool feature with this program that you can have subtitles. So if you are watching somewhere where you can't listen to the sound, you can still read what I'm doing, but you can get rid of it. So if you're watching on a iPad, or if you're watching on a and I can bring it up and actually just show it to you, or if you're watching on a phone, when you go into it, there is three dots right at the top, and I think it's either this side or this side, the three little dots. If you click on those dots, you can turn off the subtitles. Let me just go into my Facebook and I'll show it to you. Right, rotate this. That's set to flip the iPhone camera, so my hand's on again. So put it down.
Yeah.
Is that what you mean? But for me, when I'm watching this, my hand's right at the top. If I rotate this to 180 degrees, then my hand's the right way. So how can you see it now? Do you see it the right way?
People saying yes.
No, you seeing the other way around.
Well,
Are we the right way now? So my hand's down at the bottom. Can anybody see my hand?
Yeah. Now they're right.
Right, okay, so we got the right setup now. Oh, this is so exciting. Simon is saying perfect. Right, let me just go back and quickly say hello, actually. Morning, Kellen, Alicia, Shirley, Linda, Miranda, Lorraine, Paula, Jan, Lucy, Lisa. Oh, there's so many of you lovelies out here. Di, Marcia, Joe, Sandra, Geraldine, Nija, Carol. Carol's saying, morning everyone, it's my birthday today, so I can't stay long, just need to get my beading things. Oh, happy birthday, Carol. Morning Shirley, Chef, Brenda, Margaret, Angela. Oh, there's so many of you lovely. See, there's another birthday lady this week. Sarah's birthday is on Saturday. I'm not sure if I was supposed to tell you that, but that's why I'm doing the Facebooks for the rest of the week. And hopefully by the end of the week, we will have this program sort of all figured out and all sorted, and we will be able to do all sorts of fancy things with it. Right. So back to our little projects. So I raided the warehouse and I come up with a couple of different beads how I can use. I had some leftover bits of pieces as well, so I had sort of that much left over after I made a bracelet, and it was just sitting on my desk doing nothing. So I really wanted to do something with it that you can decorate your home and do all sorts of different things with it. But on this resin material, these crystals are all glass, so they're really extra sparkly. No matter how you turn them, they're gonna be really nice and sparkly. And years and years ago, we used to have the Shambhala type beads, which they were setting these little crystals into Fimo sort of settings and beads, and they looked really good and they were really popular. So you are really creating something similar to that with this diamond ribbon, but it's going to be a little bit different shape. Now, once you make your beads, and I made some yesterday, once you make your beads, you can use them for so many different things. You can use them for earrings, you can use them in necklaces, you can use it with so many different projects. They just really sparkle them up. So let me show you how to make these, how to glue your ribbon on perfectly. And there's a couple of different ways of doing it, and then we can sort of add it together to make it into a necklace or bracelet or anything you like. Let me just pop these to the side. Right, so the first thing you need to do is you need to decide, and there is, I got more little sort of odds and ends, so we can use any of the colors. Oh, but actually, before I do that, let me show you the colors on the website. So we got a bundle, which is, it's really worth to get because you get so much for your money, and you can create so many different things with them. I mean, you can still do your bracelets. You need to, if you want to do the bracelets, you need to glue it down. This is sort of a smaller bracelet to a backing fabric, and then glue the ends in, trim it and glue the ends in. I can show you that as well if you like. And of your, I can see loads of comments are coming in, and Geraldine's saying you do not see the comments. You can turn the comments on and off. Someone is saying the link has been corrected. I hope if any, please do give us all the feedback you can give us on this video, because we just really want to have clearer videos. I know if you rotate your phone, you can watch it in full screen. You can see it better, but this program allows us to do so many different things. Right, so there is 7 colors in that bundle. You got the Lugvy Midnight Blue, Aqua. I love this color. This is the Black Diamond. A sort of amethysty color. Your Crystal, your Blue. This is my other favorite as well, and the red as well. So this is all in your bundle. And then we got a couple of them separately, the Jetback and the Crystal AB. Look how sparkly is that. And you can create a lot of different things with it. You can, if you want, you can make a bracelet with it and then use the leftovers on the top of your beads. So you can make a matching necklace for your bracelet. It's really, it's up to you that what you want to do. Let me just quickly show it on the website to you. I'm just going to go on totallybeads.co.uk, right? And on the categories, the fourth one from the top Facebook tutorials today is the Diamante beads. So there we got our lovely little bundles. I'm also be using, again, I know quite a few of you got our Tibetan silver little, I'll show you in a minute, boxes with all sorts of different beads, and they on 3 for 2 again, so they worth to get. I'm going to be using them again. I'm going to be using pearl from my pearl bundle as well, and they the 2 different sort of flat beads. The cat's eye one, they're really great to put your diamond tube on there. We got a bundle of the tubes, which should be £26 down to £15.99. Now you can buy them separately as well. There's a link at the top if you just want to try one strand. The Sparkle Even 7 pack should be £38.50, is down to £19.25, so that's half price. Again, you can buy them separately if you wish to, but if you like me, you can just want to play and play and play with all the different colors you can get. Also, what you're going to need is a glue, and it's really handy to have a tweezer. Now these tweezers are only £1.50. I got one here. Don't forget, you're going to get glue on the end of it. I can clean it off, but it's worth to sort of invest in a cheap tweezer like this, just to have it on the side when you're doing gluing projects. And that's my gluing tweezer, and I know that whenever I glue, I use that. So that's what's on the website, and then let's get started. So those are the tubes as well. They got so lovely colors. I'll show you them in a reel. Those are the silvery one I used with my beads yesterday. Now, why I'm showing you all these colors, because you can decide that you can either do it all cover the whole bead, or you can cover the partial bead. Now if you cover the partial bead, and I'm just going to bring one sample here, so this one I covered the whole bead, and this one I covered just the partial bead. Now when you cover just the partial bead, it still looks really, really good. And to be honest, I might, in some project, I would prefer just to have like a little bit of band of crystals in the middle of my pearl. And some projects I would prefer to have them, all of them, really sparkly and putty all. It's however how much size you want to cut it to. I did try it going down to just one sort of strand of crystals, but that was too small. Lucy is waving at me.
People are saying that it's driving them insane on like Kindles and phones and stuff like that.
What's driving insane?
Says the text is too small. Even if I swipe up the screen, it's still a quarter the size.
The text or the comments? Can you let us know? Right, let's just have a look at this. So, Diane is asking, could you use peanut beads? Not really, because the peanut beads has got like a dip in the middle, and then you're going to create an air bubble on it. So it's really important to use something flat. And the peanut beads are actually quite small as well, unless if you just wanted to glue one sort of row of crystals right in the middle of the peanut bead, then you could do it. I mean, he's saying on mobile is okay. Margaret's saying I'm on my Kindle and it's driving me insane. I think Simon has put the link up again. When I click on the Facebook video from the tutorial page, it takes me to bead embroidery video from 8th of August. Right, so the link on our website won't be live yet, because obviously I have to finish this video, upload it to Facebook, and then we can fix the right link to it. So at the moment the button there is just going to any videos. Margaret's saying small screen, cannot see what you're doing. So if you rotate your phone, then you can watch us widescreen. Dan is saying iPad is okay. Camilla's saying it's fine on my iPad. Thank you, Kitty. Sandra's saying mine is fine. Susan's saying fine on my iPad mini. Dorothy's saying I'm on my mobile and it's apps fine for me. iPad is fine, and he's saying, and Tita's saying tablet is okay. Might be something in the settings, but you can turn off the subtitles if you like to. You can turn off the comments as well, that you can see them, or if you don't want to see them as well. Right, let's pop this to the side and let's get to the making. Right, gluing your lovely crystals down. Now I am so bad with glue, and I have to put my hand up and say that when I have to, I stitch something 24/7, do anything I need to do, any sort of like, stitching, beading. But when it comes to glue, I'm really, really conscious, because I'm the sort of person, so either I use too much glue or I not use enough glue, and then the things can fall apart. So I have experimented with how to do the beads quite a bit, and actually worked out a way how you can get sort of an even coverage on your bead as well. So the first thing you need to do is to cut your ribbon. Now the ribbon, the size of the ribbon is the right size to go all the way around your beads. You just have to cut it up, and actually let's do the blue because you can see the blue better. You just have to cut it up to the size you want it to be. So if you want it to be a 3 bead wide, then you cut 3 bead. If you want to have a 4 row wide, then you cut it to 4, or if you cover it all, then you need to cut it to 6. So I'm just gonna quite easily with a pair of scissors cut my ribbon and create this little sort of rectangle. As you can see, it's got sort of bubbles in some places and others. You can trim them off if you don't want the bubbles on the edge, which I sometimes do, and I just go along and cut those little micro beads off, so both of my ends are the same. So I got no micro beads right on the edge of my work, just in the middle. Now, a couple of different ways that you can glue it, and let's just get.
People are saying on their Samsung phones it's not working. It's 2/3 comments and the other 1/3 is the screen.
Okay, so you can turn the comments off. There's a little like a speech symbol at the top. I think it should be on this side. If you press on it, the comments will go off. Or if you press on the three dotted lines above the video, then you can turn the comments off there as well. I will test, because I think Victoria's got a Samsung phone, so we'll test it later when she's back. Right, so gluing your little strip of ribbon onto. Now, because the ribbon is on this sort of a resiny material, this is really nice and it moves around. You can mold it around into anything. A really nice medium. So there is a couple of different ways you can do it. So the messy way, which how I started first, is turning my ribbon around, taking my glue and just sort of put some glue on it, and try to get it all to the edges and everywhere else, and evenly. But then I run into a problem, and actually I'm going to show you. Let's cut another one. That once you get to the covering your bead part, you could, if you had too much glue on it, when you curl it back on itself, the glue is going to bulge out. So I played and played and played. Do have a little cotton wool bud on the side, because that's, or toothpick or something, that really helps. Oh, Lucy's waving at me, lovely. What, have you got a comment?
No, it just wasn't working.
Okay. I got my lovely Lucy here in the background. She said she doesn't want to be on camera, but she doesn't mind to read the comments. So do have a, it's just a normal cotton wool bud. So if you got any excess glue, we can take that off. Right, so 2 ways. So this is how I started. I just added a big bubble of glue onto, I hold it down in one corner, a big bubble of glue, and spread it nicely and evenly out onto my little square. Turn it around. Now, because I got glue on that side, I'm just going to hold it down with my tweezers here, and you see what happened, and just really evenly put it on there. Now I'm going to go and pop the bead right into the middle of this. Oops. Turn around. Just sort of press it on there. Now I did find if I leave this for a couple of minutes just to sort of air dry a little bit, I got a better result with it. So I left it there for a couple of minutes, and then I just picked it up by the bead and throwed all my edges around, and just really carefully sort of pushed the two ends together. Now, when I did this, the sort of troubles I run into it, that if I didn't have enough glue on the ends, then the end can sort of open up and you have, not a very nice and neat finish. So I had to go back, get a toothpick or get a hat pin or anything, apply more glue into the middle. I wouldn't just go in and apply it with the nozzle, because as you can see on the nozzle, you always have like a larger bubble of glue. So you only want a little bit there. And I had to sort of hold it in my hand for a couple of minutes until the glue was dry enough that I could pop it down and it wasn't coming apart. And every so often, what I did, I just put it on the side of my mat just like that. And every so often, once I made another bead, I came back, I picked the bead up made before and just sort of twirl it around in my hand, because E6000 does dry sort of, you need to really dry it. You need to leave it overnight, but it does take. So within probably a couple of hours it's tack dry, and you can start making anything with it. So I just pop it to the side and just pick it up and quick twirling around. Now a better way I found how to have an even amount of glue on there, and with this way you do have a little bit of glue wastage, but I found it is much better. And bear in mind E6000 is only about, I think it's £2 a tube, or £2.50 a tube. So, and there is loads in there. So what I did, I just on a plain paper, I added a big blob of glue just right down there, and then I taken my square with my tweezers and I just popped it right on the top of that glue, and I moved it around with my hand, with my finger. Now the top part of it is not sticky at all, so you can really nice and easily move it around. Now when you do this, as you can see, the glue is evenly sort of applied, and it goes to all the sort of the edges underneath it. You have the glue really evenly and have it all over, and then I use my tweezer, just sort of pick it up by the side. Again, you can turn it around or you can straight put it onto your bead. I like to sort of turn it around, pop my bead on there, just sort of leave it to air dry just a few seconds or a minute. Then I can pick it up and fold the ends in, just like that. And then I just sort of twirl it around in my hand, really shaping it. If there's any air or anything, getting rid of the air underneath my ribbon. And that's it. We have got our bead. So you get a much even finish. Now the only things to look at for when you're doing something like this, if you added too much glue, the glue can be oozing out on the sides of it. So you do want to pick that glue apart, or scrape it slightly off, because you don't want big bulges of glue showing. You could do so many different things. You could add the bead caps to the end of it, like I did in one of the necklaces, so you're not going to see the sides at all in that case, depending on what design you wanted to do.
Diana, will you be showing any technique or patterns using these
I wanted to show you how to glue it down, and then it's really up to you. It's very easy. You can string it there. You just use it as a bead, and you can string it down or anything you wanted to string it down to. You can use it in tiger tail, any of the other stringing materials. So that's how easy it is to do it. Now, if you want to do the square one, again, the squares, I did like to glue them onto just sort of on the middle of it, because these cat's eye beads are really lovely, and you want to have that lovely shine coming through behind your crystals. So I used even less amount to glue on there. So I'm just going to do a 4x4 square on there. So I'm just going to cut, oh that's 5, a 4x4 square. And again with this one I did the same thing. I popped some glue on the back of it, and actually this glue is still good, down on my paper, and then getting my tweezers and just applying it to the top of the bead, just like that. Now if you do it this version, because you are gluing it onto the bead itself, you don't want to move it around on the bead, so you really need to make sure you're adding it to the right place. I think we got a question. Right, so that's it. So that's how you glue your beads. Let me just get rid of this end, put the end cap back on my glue, and then you can start stringing it, and you can start putting it into, wait until it dries obviously, into your designs. And I just get rid of these glues.
Diana means, instead of what I said, means I mean using the tubes of fern or
Question, Lucy. I mean, use the tubes in future demos apart from just threading. Sorry, not clear. You can, with the, if you go for the bundle, which we have been doing with quite a few of the other shapes, we will be revisiting and we will be doing other projects with them as well later on. So you will be able to use them up if you don't use them up, or for this sort of projects, because I think that's, the savings you get on a bundles are really great. And, like same with the pearls and crystals, we'll keep revisiting them, how to do them. Right, so to string them up, you have on the sides, as you can see, sometimes you can see a little bit of glue. You can just string them up straight. I like to put something between it, so you have the design. You can play around with this and sort of just put it down. You don't have to put your beads all the way around. You could make a really long necklace. You could use it with an eye pin. You could use it with, making a beaded chain link. You could just put it on tiger tail. Whatever beads you do, what I found that using like these little bead caps are really kneaded my sides of the beads up, so they just look like really, really nice. And then what I was able to do, I haven't finished the ends on this tiger tail yet, so I wanted to show you that one. What I did, I used the same bead caps further up around some of the beads, just to taking this pattern, taking the color, that metallic color, all the way up my pattern, and then that makes your necklace looks like a little bit more professional, because you got these little micro beads in between those crystals, using these Tibetan style bead caps, just continuing the color further up the necklace. But there is no right or wrong. You could use pearls, you could use crystals, you could use anything you want, that sort of string on. I do like to, when I do something like this, to get my beads out and just sort of play around and put it out on my bead mat and see how many I want to use, if I want to use the full one or if I want to use the half ones between them, just to get the color of the pearl out. And you can just string them all up. Again, let me just show you these. So the bead caps I use, they're from the pack, which is, these are on 3 for 2 as well. We did this a few weeks back and they were really, really popular, and I know many of you have got these. There's all sorts of different bead caps in this one. We had one for round beads, one for cube beads, we had one for charms and angel wings and so on. So the ones I'm using is these ones. Well, you could use more than one of them, but I love these ones because they're just so nice and decorative.
Diana says you could use them in snowflakes.
Yes, you could use them in snowflakes. They would look really good because they're really, really sparkly. And to think about it, I made all of these beads. So I finished the whole strand of pearls, and some of them I did add fully, and half of them I made fully, and half of them I made just only 3 sort of strands, and that one has got 6 on there. I used the whole strand of the pearls up, and I still had some of the crystals left. So like some of the crystal ribbon left, so it does go a really long way. So string it on to tiger tail. I probably know that I don't sort of have to sit here and show you. I just show you a couple of little bits. Create your pattern. Now when I'm doing something like this and I'm stringing on to tiger tail, I like to start in the middle of the pattern so I can see the pattern forming, going the both sides. So I would take sort of maybe 60 centimeters of tiger tail and start in the middle and adding my beads on either side. Now there's loads of different beads you could use. I got these pearl beads in my bundle, these 8mm ones. I'm just going to add them. So these ones are very similar color to the ones on the tube, just a little bit darker. You could then go ahead and, if you wanted, add a crystal between the pearls, but this is again got these ones, they're not exactly the same color. Got my crystal bundle, but never mind, I think they're still gonna look really good. These more sort of a black diamond color, and these ones more of like a dark silver color. This is just sort of what I found in my stash. And I'm just going to add a couple of crystals. The patterns you want to make is entirely up to you. You can use as much or as little. Let's add another couple of those pearls, and then we're going to add. So when I'm adding my pearls or crystals or anything, I'm adding the same amount to both sides, and I'm building up from the middle, going all the way up on the side. And then I'm ready to add my next one. Now, if you didn't add the diamond ribbon going all the way around, on this one you not necessarily need the bead cap, because actually it's going to be a little bit bigger. So these ones where I only added a little ribbon in the middle, I'm just going to add them as they are, just like that, and then so on. So just gonna go all the way right to top. Now, do you want me to show how to finish off a necklace, how to crimp your tiger tail, and how to add your ends? Please let me know, because I got the blue one there, which is ready for be crimped. Joe's saying I've just put a video on the handmade group to show how to view the live in full screen without the subtitles. Oh, thank you so much. I see there's so many lovely comments. I'm gonna, and some of you sort of, the technology is perhaps not working the way how you can have the best viewing. I will go through all the comments after the live and answer you back, or I can message you back and figure it out, so you get all the good viewing. So yes, please. Right, so once you added all your pearls and crystals and whatever pattern you want to create, this is really up to you. You get, and I made this one a little bit stronger because I like necklaces which just come down a little bit more on me. All you'll have to do is to do the ends. Now, let me just get my box of findings here. As findings come in so many different colors. So we stock 6 different colors of findings. And I really do wait until, I suppose, the last minute to choose what color of findings I'm going to use with my creations. Because I think that can make your necklace even more professional, that if you use the right color. So if I just looked at the blue crystals on their own, I would probably pair it up with a silver color finding. But because I included these lovely bead caps as well, they're more sort of would go to the rhodium color. And with this one, because although I used the white beads, sort of a very silvery grey, very light beads, I added black diamantes on the top of it. I did use some of the Tibetan size silver spacer beads here, but because the necklace is mainly sort of a darker beads going to the back of it, I didn't then want this color, because this is really sort of just one color going on the back, to the back of your necklace. I didn't carry up the silver color all the way through. Like in this necklace, I carried the silver color with the bead caps all the way up to the top. Here, this part is really dark, so here I used the back plated findings to really hide the findings and sort of blend in with the necklace. Right, so we're going to use the rhodium ones. We're going to use culottes. Need a couple of culottes. Just get a couple out. We're going to need crim beads, jump rings, and lobster clasps. Now, it's really up to you. You could use whatever clasp. You could use a tall clasp. You could use a magnetic clasp. They are really great as well, because very easy to take on and to put off. And if your necklace is not very heavy, which this one isn't, you can get away with the smaller ones. I want the large lobsters. Just like that. Right, pop this to the side. Now you need a couple of pairs of pliers for this. I like to use, and your cutters to cut the tiger tail, a couple of chain nose, or a chain nose and a flat nose, because when using a chain nose, I'll show you this one is a little bit thinner, you can really get into the color itself and crimp your crimps nice and tight. So So I'm just gonna cut the end of my tag tail. So when you're doing one end, it doesn't really matter. You don't have to pull very hard. You're just going to crimp it right at the end. Just move some of this out of the video. Right, I'm going to put a clot on my tiger tail. Now, clot is this. It's like two balls stuck together, like a clamshell sort of shape finding. It's got two loops on either end of those. I'm just pick it up with this, and I can bring it up. So it's got two loops on either end of those clamshells, which are going to close together, and that's where our jumping is going to go in. And the function of this, that inside this dome, you're going to be hiding your crimp beads. So I'm going to go through this clot from the bottom through the hole and just string it on there. Then I'm going to pick up a couple of crimp beads. So the clot is big enough to house a couple of crimp beads side by side each other. I do like to double crimp my necklaces and especially bracelets, because since my children were small, they were always sort of tagging on the jewelry. If I pick Christopher up, and Christopher's, bless him, is 9 now. It's going to be 10 soon, but he was really, especially for something was sparkly, he was trying to tug it off. So I'm gonna take my chain nose pliers, I'm gonna go over that crimp bead, and I'm gonna take it right to the end, or you could crimp it anywhere really, you just have to trim the tail. I like to straight crimp it to the end, and by crimping it I mean I'm just sort of flattening it out with my pliers, squeezing it straight flat. Can you see that? Just creating a little crimp on the top, and then I'm going to bring up my second crimp bead right side by side, and again I'm going to squeeze it nice and flat so they're both sitting nice next to each other, and then bring up the clot right over those beads, and I'm just going to shut this clot so the two loops at the top, they're going to meet just like that. And then this end is ready to be connected to either just add a jump ring so we can close into it with our lobster clasp, or ready to connect our lobster clasp on it. Now I'm going to go to the other end and I'm going to pull my tiger tail through, make sure there is no gaps anywhere and everything is sitting nice. Now, when I'm crimping the other side, I don't like to crimp, because tiger tail is a nylon coated steel wire. So if I had my necklace really straight like that and I pulled this end tight and I crimped it there, when I come in to put the necklace on, it can sort of want to pucker, and you need a tiny little gap in your necklace. Maybe we only talking about a millimeter here, not much at all, to have a really nice flow to the whole of the necklace. So I always do either just sort of curl the end back so it takes that 1 millimeter of tiger tail what I'm going to need for a very comfortable necklace, and pull my beads tight against the color on the other side. So I'm going to repeat here the same thing. I'm going to take my clot first, going to go through from the bottom, let it drop all the way down, and I'm going to pick up one crimp bead first, let it drop all the way down. I always try to hold sort of the beads are away from me, the end is toward me of the tiger tail. Pull everything right down, and I'm going to go in with my chain nose pliers, grab onto that crimp and just like sort of flatten it right out, just crimp it on there, crimp it on your tiger tail, make sure it's nice and secure. Now if your clots are not quite open, you can always, or if you're having trouble to get right into, you can always open this collet a little bit more to give you more room. And then I'm going to go in with the second crimp, let this drop all the way down, and then come in with the second crimp bead just like that and crimp it, and then I'm gonna go in and trim that tail. Now with my flash cutters, the flash side right next to that crimp bead, so you don't have any scratchy feelings later on. There is nothing hanging out of our culotte. I'm going to trim it right against the cream beads, and just again I'm just going to close my culotte here just like that. Make sure those toe loops mix. Then taking another flat nose or chain nose pliers, I'm going to open up my jump ring, holding it as much as I can to support my jump ring. The little cut is right at the top. I'm going to twist one towards me, the other one away to open them up. And then I'm going to add my culotte on there, both of the loops, and then twist it back shut. So when I'm twisting it shut, I want to go past the midway just a tiny bit, and then it will spring shut. And I'm going to repeat the same thing on the other side. And this time, when I'm adding the jump ring onto it, I'm going to add the lobster clasp as well. So adding the culotte and then adding the lobster clasp itself, and just closing this back in, and that's it. Sort of your necklace is ready to be worn. You can turn them into earrings using eye pins. You could let me just grab an eye pin out of here. You can create little connectors with the beads. We sort of keep revisiting turning and turning loops with eye pins, but I think it's really important to have a nice, when you turning them into links, and if you want them especially into earrings, you want the nice loops. So if I'm making links out of my beads, what I really want is those little eye pins to have exactly the same size. So to do that, I'm going to go in with my round nose pliers, and I'm going to measure up the size of the loop. So I'm just going to push that loop on the top of my round nose plier here. Note it, where is that I can't push it down anymore, and that's the size you need to be able to curl it on the other side. So I'm just going to add my other bead. I'm going to add the bead on it, what I needed to add. I'm going to bend this to sort of a 90 degrees, so I got a really nice starting point for my loop, and then I'm going to trim down, leaving probably about just under a centimeter. But even if you leave a little bit more, let's leave a little bit more, and I will show you how to aid and make your loop smaller. So I'm just going to cut this just a little bit bigger what I normally would. Then I'm going to go in with my round nose pliers, making a note where the size of the other loop was, and I'm going to start curling it in. Now, obviously, this is going to be way too big for us. If I just hold it up. But don't be afraid, because even if it's a way too big, at this stage, you can go back and you can just trim the end off of it. So I'm just trimming ever so little. So you can see only cut like a tiny bit off the end. And with that one, we cut the little bit of a straight part off as well. And now when I go back in and insert it into my pliers, I'm going to have a perfect round loop on this side as well. And they're both going to be exactly the same size. So in this way, you can make lovely little links, and you can join your links up with jump rings. You can then add some of your other beads as links as well, and join it that way. So that's it really. There is no, let's just go back to the screen so you can see me. That's it really. There is nothing difficult. I like to batch make them, so I would sit down and glue all of my beads. Just put this on, it looks really nice. I would glue all of my ribbons onto my beads, or anything you want to glue it on, and then once I have like a little pile of them like I have here, I would sit there and make them up one by one. I would make up the necklaces, and some of them, like, you know, this one I only used 5, some of them you want to use 7, some of them you want to use more. It's entirely up to you, but it just really gives a little bit of a sparkle to your jewelry, and you can make your own diamante ribbon beaded beads. Lucy's, well, we got a comment, sweetheart.
Diana says, can we have a closer look at the squares, please?
a closer look at the squares. Of course you can. So let me just turn you back down, and I'm gonna bring this up. So the squares are they are really, really lovely. I'm really sorry I didn't bring the bundle home because I was working them yesterday. They're on my desk at work, and I meant to grab them, but I didn't. I forgot. So I got these ones. I got the sample. These I managed to grab these. Now, if you wanted to, you could add a little square to both sides, which then means that even if it turns around on your neck, you always got the decoration on it. I just left it on one side because then on the other side you got this really nice flat feel about it, and that's going to feel really nice on your neck and against your skin, I guess. There's not going to be any scratch feeling, nothing at all, because it's really nice and smooth. So to glue them on there, I use the tiniest amount of ribbons. I mean, oh, I think we counted up once, and I forgot. But there is over 1,000 little tiny Diamante sort of crystals on each one of the ribbon itself. So, and on some of those beads, I used 9. So you can have a lot and a lot out of it. It's just really taking your materials further and do whatever you like. I love that I only covered partially, or you can my messages are coming in and you can see on the screen. I'm gonna have to work on this program. You can cover as much as you want to. I did turn the direction, so just giving a little bit of an extra, I guess, to it. So that's it for me today. Let me just bring you back so you can see it. That's it from me today. I'll be back tomorrow, and I'm really excited about tomorrow because we are back stitching, and I love I love doing my stitching. Actually, I'm going to turn the camera again because now with this program it's really easy. We can flip backwards and forwards. So we're going to do this lovely spiral bracelets with 3mm bicone beads. They are just really nice. Very easy technique. I was sitting at the veranda last night and making some of them up, and we got some little bundles coming up with them. They're going to be really great tomorrow. So tomorrow, back threading needle and thread and see how we get on with that. So I hope you enjoyed the video today, and we didn't mess you about so much with this different setup. Please do let me know what you liked about it, what you didn't like about it, so we can go back and check it and perhaps make up different in the settings. We can sort of alter it. What we're gonna be, I just need a sip of water. How we can view loads of different things. So do let me know, because your feedback is really important for us, good or bad or anything. Just really want to know how we can perfect it, because I think this way, with this program, we can do so much more. And it's so much easier to put, and I can put diagrams in there for you, so when we're doing something stitchy and bits and pieces have to work all that. I'm gonna go back and look at the comments on the video, and if I'm gonna answer it, or Lucy is waving at me.
Shirley says, what blue bracelet are you wearing?
Oh, the bracelet I'm wearing. So this one is one of the ones from Saturday. If you are on our newsletter from totallybeads.co.uk, we have had some new colorways released of the tile bracelets, and they're really, really great, nice little bracelet to make, very comfortable. I wear this all the time. I wear this, and I got a Super Duo one, the henna as well. I wear all the time with my blue little things, because it's quite flat. Let me just take it off. Because it's quite flat, it's really comfortable to wear. So when you're crafting, or when you're doing something where you have to put your hands down on the table, if you wear, I haven't got one, if you wear something like this, which I love these bracelets as well, when you are putting your hand down the table every single time, those beads are going to pass against your skin, and I do get annoyed with that. So when I'm sort of crafting or working, I like to wear flat bracelets like this, because when I have this one on, and if I'm doing something on a table, I usually just turn the clasp to the top, and it doesn't even feel it's there. So I really like bracelets like that. And this one and the henna I wear it quite a lot. Jenna saying, I love the new screen, but can get details of the Bondi's from the link totally put on here today. Okay, I'll have a look at that and have a look at investigate it. We're gonna perfect it, and by the end of the week, I suppose we're gonna be seasoned pros using this program. But I do believe it's gonna be better because one feature which is really cool, and I already told Sarah about it. What we can do that I can phone her at the same time, and we can have her and me on the screen exactly the same time chatting, but in two completely different locations, which I thought it was fantastic. And I really do want to try the app. So I might try the app with her on my page some point this week, because I was just really excited that there's so many different things you can do with it. We just really were blowing my mind, I guess. Right, do you have a lovely day, everybody? Back tomorrow with our lovely bracelets. I need to make a few more samples and a few more little swatches so I can show you all the colorways, what I put together. I'm going to sit on a veranda and do those because it's such a lovely and nice and sunny day out here. And I already promised the children we might have a barbecue on the beach tonight. So fingers crossed the weather keeps stay, but it's not nice and warm. Lucy's just looking at me like smiling, bless her. They do love the beach. Right, do have a lovely day, and I'll be back tomorrow and doing the bracelets. Stay safe, everybody, and take care. Keep on beading. Do let us know your feedback because really appreciate that. Bye, everybody. Bye.